It's me, the D-O-double-G. Welcome to the Eden Army Podcast with your host tonight, Pete Robertucci.
Let's go, Eden Army. Snoop is right. Snoop, I'm glad you're back. I'm glad you made it back. But he is right. I am Pete Robertucci, and this is the Eden Army Podcast. We've got already people populating over there in Kick. And let me see the comments real quick over on this side. Oh, that's just Botrix. He doesn't know what he's doing over there. But we got Terry, we got Eden Army number 1, Christy, and I seen Guy over there so far populating over there on Kick. So if you're on any of the other platforms, move over to Kick. I see Patrick made his way over there. So move on over to Kick. That's where all the cool kids are hanging out. Russ is in the background, but he's feeling a little bit under the weather tonight. He had some Botox injected in his lips. So he doesn't want to be seen on screen today. So hopes and prayers for Russ right now. He's in the background with his puffed up lips. So I think he's doing all right. Hey, Cheese Doodle. Good to see you. Good to see you, baby girl. But this is the last podcast from the North 40 Writing Shack. Now, we did get a lot done. I will say that during this little bit of summer vacation / work. And we'll talk about some of the stuff we got done and where some of our projects are at, right? What we got done and what we can look forward to once we get back to Florida. So that's kind of cool. And guys, don't forget, Russ is in the background, but like I said, his Botox is messing with him. So don't forget to like, subscribe, all that good stuff to make the algorithm gods happy, right? Because that's how we get our word out. Mama Tooch is in the other room, taking up most of my bandwidth over here. So good to see you, baby. Haven't seen Melissa in like 2 days. She's ignoring me. And Rev made it on time. Good job, Rev. So like, subscribe, all that happy stuff. We're going to be really, really super brief tonight, guys, I promise. But before we do anything else, we need to talk about our sponsor for the evening, and that's Mr. Bill McNutt from McNutter Butter Coffee. So let's run that.
Sometimes it's the primitive way of life as a means of survival. You may find yourself having to go back to an old path that maybe you never knew. Do you have what it takes when the grid goes down? It's not always about the tactical and the new age. Sometimes you got to go way back. You got to prepare yourself for the fallout. Are you going to be there? The fallout, Harmony, North Carolina, October 18th through the 20th with Mountain Readiness. Come and join us. Of course, you'll get a nice cup of coffee from McNutter Butter Coffee. Come and join us this year. October 18th through the 20th, Harmony, North Carolina, for the fallout. Start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can do. Be the difference and be prepared.
If you guys have never met Bill McNutt and his family, you are missing out. That guy is a salt of the earth kind of guy. So come. If you're at Fallout, buy coffee from that cat. He's really, really a super guy. Let's see what else is going on over here. It was a good commercial, right, Terry? And he's done it. You should have seen him from when he first started making commercials to now. He is doing jam up. I'm proud of him. Will, good to see you, brother. Will sent me a text on how the Florida sheriffs are blasting people on social media, especially the kids that have been calling in these active shooter threats against our public schools, right? And Sheriff Chitwood, not to say that I used him in my first book, but if I did, Sheriff Chitwood, Volusia County Sheriff, basically told him, he goes, hey, if your kids are doing this, we're going to do the perp walk with them. We're going to put their mug shots on social media, and you're going to have to deal with those consequences. And sure enough, today he blasted a bunch of them. I think they had like 47 active shooter threats on social media for public schools in Florida. So it's about time these people are being held accountable, right? Agnes knows all about that. She works for the county, one of the counties over there. I won't say which one. And yeah, Kick is kick is populating like crazy. So I'm trying to do everything, guys. I'm trying to, like I said, Russ is all hopped up on oxys or hydrocodones or something, fentanyl, morphine, heroin. I don't know what it is. He's all hopped up in the background, so I'm not sure. I'm trying to do everything, so bear with me, and we will be brief tonight, I promise. So let's get to the news. Russ is back there laughing. He says it hurts a little bit when he laughs, so we're going to try to make him laugh as much as we can. So see what happens there. Did you guys see the Feds cut the interest rate by 50 basis points? Last time they did that was during the 2020 COVID crisis, when they cut it that much, I should say. And before that, they did it in 2008. That was during the housing crisis. Remember that, when people couldn't pay their mortgages because the banks gave them all these loans that they couldn't afford. And then the actual world economy was spiraling down. You had this stuff going on in Greece where they defaulted on all of their loans. The global economy was just shit back then. But do you remember what happened? Well, hold on, not yet, Koala. Don't refinance yet. But because you remember what happened a year later? In 2009, the stock market crashed. Some of the biggest losses I've ever had in my lifetime. Right? So why are the Feds cutting the rates right now? They're doing it for maybe 2 reasons. Well, let's say 3 reasons. Maybe they're doing it for 3 reasons. They're playing politics. It looks good for the Harris administration, right? The Biden-Harris administration, if they finally start cutting these interest rates. Or the economy is actually a lot worse than what they've been telling us. They've been lying to us about the job counts all summer. And then a month later, they'd say, oh, no, we overestimated by 800,000 jobs. We overestimated by $100,000 jobs. Is that catching up with them? And they finally admitted, the Feds finally admitted today that the influx of more workers over the southern border are showing that the unemployment rate is way higher than they even anticipated. So what's happening, these migrant workers, some of them are just joining gangs. Some of them are taking jobs that other Latin Americans would normally have for a lot cheaper and probably under the table. So that's increasing the unemployment rate, right? So are we in for some type of depression? I don't know. I don't know if we are. But there is a third thing that I want you guys to consider. And this is purely speculation. This is a guess, but I've heard chatter from some of you guys on some of the social media platforms. What if, again, purely speculation, what if the Democrats are conceding this election? What if they're saying there's no way we're going to win? But based on history, if we drop the interest rates and we know the stock market is going to crash a year later, boy, wouldn't that look bad for the Republicans if we just shit can the economy while a Republican was in office? Wouldn't that look bad for them? I'm not saying that's fact. That is 100% speculation. We say, Pete, Democrats aren't that evil. They wouldn't do something like that to us, not to the American people. Their policies are sound. They wouldn't do that to us. They're for us, right? Well, let's take a look at their policies when it comes to abortion.
Nowhere in America is a woman carrying a pregnancy to term and asking for an abortion. That is not happening. It's insulting.
during the debate, by the way.
Bethesda, Maryland.
Thank you for calling, Karen. How can I help you?
I'm looking to have an abortion.
How far along are you?
I'm 34 right now. I am in a pretty desperate situation. My boyfriend is kind of out of the picture now, so I don't really have any support.
An abortion at any stage is actually much safer than delivering a term pregnancy. It's a 4 to 5 day procedure. We do some basic lab work on you, and start to dilate your cervix. After that, we do what we call the fetal injection. A needle is inserted through the abdomen and into the fetal heart where lidocaine is injected, and that will completely numb the fetus so there's no pain. And then after that, we inject a medication called digoxin and another medication called KCL into the fetal heart, which will slow and then stop the fetal heartbeat. And then on that fourth day, depending on how your cervix is dilated, we'll break your water, and then we'll give you a medication called misoprostol. Misoprostol will sort of induce contraction and increase the dilation of your cervix. You're going to have contractions and cramping, and then we'll assist you in sort of pushing in the induction and then remove all of the products of conception. You're definitely going to feel discomfort and cramping and a lot of pressure, but we do give you fentanyl and Versed during the procedure. We specialize in later trimester care. Our doctor is very well versed in what he's doing, and he's very good.
So I'm not like a rare situation. Y'all help women this late in pregnancy all the time?
All the time.
34 weeks pregnant, you can call Bethesda and have your fetus aborted. And like Patrick says, if it's not a real person, why are you numbing it up? Why are you worried about numbing it up, right? That's the evil. That is the evil that the Democratic Socialist Party is capable of right there. And she sat there and told us, bold-faced told us, that that's not happening. There's no late-term abortions happening right now. It's very, very rare. Well, that phone conversation says just the opposite. Happens all the time. That person says. Our doctor is very well versed in doing, and what do you say? They're very well versed in helping women this far along. That's how evil the Democratic Party is. So if you think they won't tank the economy just to make the Republicans look bad next year, well, you've lost your mind then, because that's what they would do. Okay, I'm not getting angry. Russ is telling me to calm down over there in the background. He's telling me chill out. He says you're getting wild. But that is really what they're capable of, and we need to be aware of it. Another thing I want to talk about, it's not on my notes here, but I want to talk about this assassination attempt on Donald Trump at the golf course. Clearly, the guy got caught. All right, we know what his ideology was. But speculation and rumors and conspiracy theories are going through. Even some of our friends, right? They're talking about this guy had to be trained by the Ukrainians. He had to be trained by the CIA. Basically, this guy's Jason Bourne to be able to do all this. No, that's diminishing what the left's ideology is all about. When you say that this guy is some kind of special operator, he had all this special training, you're losing focus on what these people can actually do to us. So when you think there's 5 or 6 or 10 people trained that are skilled enough to be the first shooter or the second shooter, the second attempt, you're diminishing what these people are capable of doing. There are tens of thousands of these people running around the streets right now. And each and every one of them, because of their democratic ideology, are capable of doing exactly what this guy tried on the golf course in Palm Beach. So don't get caught up in the conspiracy theories. Barack Obama said it 8 years ago, six years ago. He says you inundate them with misinformation until their mind is so consumed with conspiracy theory that they don't know what to believe. So what we need to understand is the Democratic Socialist Party and their ideology is 100% capable of doing what this guy tried to do. This guy wasn't Jason Bourne. He was a guy that was indoctrinated into their ideology. And there are tens of thousands, if not more, of these people on the streets right now. So by buying into the conspiracy theory that this guy was some kind of Jason Bourne type, no, he wasn't. He was a Democrat. That's it. He was a Democrat who's been radicalized by their ideology. And then the news, the legacy media, has the gall to come out and blame Trump for the second assassination attempt, saying that his political banter, that his rhetoric is causing this. If they haven't learned enough from the first time, they're doubling up and saying it again. And legacy media is right behind them. So be aware. Don't fall victim to the conspiracy theories that are out there. This guy wasn't a super trooper. He was a friggin' scumbag, Democrat, socialist, and there's tens of thousands of him out there. So there you go. That's my take on all that. And that wasn't in my notes. I apologize, but I needed to get that out. I don't know. What do you guys think? Tell me in Kick Chat. Tell me in Facebook and YouTube chat. You think this guy was a super trooper, or you think he was just an ordinary, everyday guy? He says, well, technically, Matt Damon was a Democrat. Well, Jason Bourne. Matt Damon is a Democrat. Jason Bourne definitely was. Jason Bourne forgot what he was, I think, over there, T. T couldn't get in on Kick, he says. Patrick's talking about child sacrifices over there. That is a good idea for a t-shirt. Let's get who was it that was making t-shirts for Mountain Readiness? King. Let's have him make some of those up. That would be awesome. I'm just reading Kick Chat over there, guys. I wish next podcast we'll be able to put Kick Chat up on the main screen so everybody will be able to see all of it. Yeah, well, I think you're right. I think at some point, back in the day, I was thinking about this today when I was packing stuff up. Back in the day, I could have a conversation with a Democrat. I could have a civil conversation. He would bring up or she would bring up some good points to me, and I'd be able to counter and talk about it. But at the end of the day, maybe it might have been foreign policy. It got me thinking. Nowadays, to have a conversation with these Democrats is all talking points. And then when you disprove their talking points with fact, what do? You're a racist. You're a white supremacist, homophobe. People aren't killing babies that late. Well, they are. They're doing it. We have facts. We just showed you facts. They're doing it. Okay? But then they revert back, right? They revert back. You're a white supremacist. You're a MAGA cultist, right? I could care less about MAGA. I could care less about Donald Trump. Fact of the matter is, look at their policies and make your own decision. And you can't hide behind policy. You can't hide behind what you've already implemented. So when you're flying 800,000 illegal immigrants in under the darkness of night, and then you say our border is secure because you didn't have that many encounters on the border because you flew them in. But you can't hide from that. So look at the policy. Democrats nowadays, very few. I've got one, maybe two friends that are Democrats that are more middle of the ground and I can have a conversation with. All the rest of them have either disowned me if they were family, or they've banned me on all social media platforms because I'm constantly calling them mentally ill, because that's exactly what they are. So there you go. That's my take on all of that. Sorry to go off on a long-winded diatribe there, but I had to. Yeah, Sandbag, I think you're right. I think civil debate nowadays, the democratic debate that holds our constitutional republic together, I think those days are over, brother. I really do. And I don't know what the answer is. If it needs to just escalate and we need to, and not we, but our country in general needs to finally take a stand and stop turning the other cheek. I think that's the only way to fix this problem. You've already seen enough people out of the Democratic Party start to migrate toward the Republican Party. I don't know. I don't know that we can salvage it, to be quite honest with you. I'm not saying we should go out there and do anything rash or anything like that, but I honestly think that now's the time to get your preparations in order and get your tribe together and let the chips fall where they may. Let me catch up over here on Kick. Big T, you made it. Yeah, Rev, RFK came over. That other gal came over. And someone told me the other day, he goes, listen, Pete, you can't lose family over this whole political spectrum. You don't lose your family. And look, I'm Italian. I'm a family guy, right? And I go, look, man. I go, if somebody were to come into your house, take all the food out of your refrigerator and steal your money and ask you, why are we not sharing? Why are we not distributing? You got more than this person. So why are we not taking that away? Well, because my kid's going to starve now. Well, that's not important. Okay. So cue it up then, buddy. Russ sent me a message. Oh, he says, oh, I got you. Oh, I see what you're saying. I got you. Russ is get me back on track. Even though he's not feeling well, he's still popping in and out and trying to keep me on track. So anyway, he's telling me to move on. He's telling me I'm going off on a rampage here. I'm getting fired up. So, but I don't know. What do you guys think? If their policy, if their ideology is taking money out of your pocket, is taking food out of your refrigerator, is not allowing you to fill up your gas tank so you can go to work, that ideology becomes a problem. I don't care who's preempting that. I don't care who is behind that. She's got it queued up. Oh, Russ is back there clicking buttons. But it doesn't matter. The ideology, it doesn't matter if it comes from a family member. It doesn't matter if it comes from a stranger on the street. You need to remove yourself. You need to surround yourself with like-minded people. So let me move on. Oh, Israel. That's what we should talk about. Israel had an interesting week, didn't they? Apparently, they went ahead and somehow, look, you guys are smarter than me in chat. So if you can tell me how they pulled this off, I have an idea, but you tell me in chat. How did Israel manage to distribute thousands of pagers to Hezbollah in Lebanon and then detonate them? I don't know how they did it, but there's a pretty cool video that shows a guy screaming to Allah after he got that 72 Virgins page. Go ahead and run that. That is so awesome. So look, I don't know exactly how they managed that. Patrick's saying that they actually started companies months before purchased and then distributed. I suspect that's it, and I don't suspect that they were able just to send a message to overheat the devices. I think they implemented some type of I've watched videos where they definitely used some type of explosive device inside. So that wasn't just a battery. They didn't like just hack it and then all of a sudden the battery exploded. I suspect they probably put some type of explosive device inside of that. So there's a lot of people right now that I heard Melissa talking about it earlier. There's a lot of terrorists right now without hands, legs, and penises at this point, because if their pager was in their pocket, I think they won't be making any more Muslim children. But then the greatest part about it all was now they're having a funeral the next day for one of these terrorists that they blew up. And of course, now they got rid of all their pagers because they don't know what the hell to use now, right? So during the funeral, the ICOM handheld radios blow up in their faces, killing how many? 32? how many would I have? Killing at least 32 and injuring thousands of Hezbollah supporters in the meantime. Now, Hezbollah vowed that they would strike back. They're saying that was an inhumane attack and that they would start lobbing rockets indiscriminately over the border, hoping to kill Jewish civilians. Oh, wait. They already do that. Nobody's escalating anything. This has already been escalated. The Jewish people have a right to defend themselves. And I'll quote somebody from history, by any means necessary. We would do the same thing. How many Muslims did we kill when we went into Afghanistan and Iraq? Because they took down our towers. Okay? So by any means necessary. And I don't know why this is a surprise to anyone. Netanyahu said he is going to change the landscape of the Middle East forever. And that's exactly what he's intending on doing. So inhumane? No. I don't think it's inhumane at all. So carry on with that. All right, that's all the news. Look, I can go into a whole bunch. Let me read some chat in case somebody wants to talk about something else. Yeah, Battle Gnome, Corey, I know. Here's the deal with all that. I don't think it's a hack. I think it's a device implemented inside the radios and the pagers. I don't think the Baofangs or the stuff coming from China are going to randomly explode on you when they send it a signal. I just don't think that there's just, I've seen a lot of vape pens go off and pagers go off because the battery overheated. They don't do that. They don't do what these things are doing. I think Patrick was right. I think they were distributed a long time ago. And I think they were just waiting for it. I don't understand that one. I don't understand that one, Russ. But anyway, that's the news for now. I can go into a whole bunch more. Yeah, Patrick, definitely an explosive, right? And I think your Baofangs, Corey, are going to be just fine. Just don't give it to the Israelis for a week or two and then get it back. You never know what'll happen. Yeah, well, I mean, I get it. Will says just turn it to glass, basically. I get it. I understand that. But you know, we're in a different era right now. It's not World War II. We can just go carpet bomb everybody, and then because it was perfectly fine to do that, or drop a bomb or two and take out an entire city. This is a different mindset, unfortunately. Good to see you. All right, let's just talk about some clerical stuff, just to give you guys a heads up on what I've been up to since I've been up here in the writing shack. Probably I'm going to be on the road next week, so we're not going to have a podcast next week. I apologize. I thought about pre-recording something today, and I'm like, nah, that's no fun. I can't get ramped up. You got that queued up, Russ? Run it. Russ is so amped up right now on so Netanyahu looking like James Bond. That's awesome. That is awesome. All right, so Russ is still back there. He's trying his best back there. I'm going to put him up on screen. No, I'm not. I won't do that to you, Russ. I don't want you guys to see his. No, you're good. I don't want to see your Botox on your lips. Oh, I can't hear you. Let me unmute you.
That's probably a good thing.
Oh, there you go. There he is.
No Botox, but like I said in the chat at the very first of the thing, I'll not be talking out my ass for a while. So.
Yeah, he had a little something done, and anyway, he sits down a little bit more gingerly these days. But all right, Russ, you don't have to be on here, bud. You get back in the background, go lay down, put your feet up, or stay on. I don't care, whatever you want to do. So let's hope for a speedy recovery for Russ, because clearly I need him doing this stuff. No, I'm not going to leave early. We're going to leave Monday, and we're going to take our time. We're probably going to take a week to get back. So, but what we have done, guys, the Troy's Gate thing is filled up. Good job there. I've contemplated on what we can do if others want to join, and I'll give me your input on this, guys. We are going to have the Saturday class, which is going to be the basic pistol, getting you ready for that Troy's Gate experience, and especially getting your mind ready for the Troy's Gate experience. That's what I'm going to concentrate on Saturday. And then go through some basic pistol techniques. And I'm going to teach you the way that I learned through the Israeli guys that I trained with. A little different. It's a little different. You may like it. You may not like it. But it's all entirely up to you. But I'm going to go through some of those methods with you and see if they work. It's another tool in your toolbox. But if people do, if we get over that 10 or 11 student threshold, I'll bring in an assistant instructor, and maybe that Saturday we'll split that day in half, 5 hours and 5 hours. We'll have a morning class, or that Monday, I should say. We'll have a morning class and then an afternoon class, and then that way I can have a good span of control and then get more students into the experience. Because I don't want anybody to be left out of this Troy's Gate experience. It's something that, again, you should really, really want to do. And if anybody just wants to do that, get with me at Fallout. Get with me via DM on the things, and we'll make that happen also if you can just come in for the Troy's Gate experience. Okay, he doesn't have a limit on how many people he's going to run through that thing on that Tuesday. He said bring as many people to Troy's Gate as you can. So let's do that. It'll be live fire, but we're going to be not at the Fallout event, Rev. No live fire during the classes at the Fallout event. That Monday following, we will go to the Troy's Gate facility. They have a live fire range there. Okay, so we will be live fire. And guys, pay attention to your emails if you've already signed up, because we are going to start giving you some ideas on what you need to bring, how many rounds of ammunition, and what type of drills we're going to be doing and stuff like that, just so you can get your mind ready. I don't like to surprise people in my classes. It's not about, how great you are. It's how great we can make you, right? And if you have the information ahead of time, it gets your mind right for that. So that's our game plan there. So keep an eye on your emails, because something will be coming out within the next day or two. So, yep, that's Monday in Lenore. Absolutely perfect. So that's all that I know for the Troy's Gate thing. I'm looking forward to it. If you know anybody that wants to sign up, sign them up. We'll make it. Look, we're going to make it work regardless. So if you've already signed up, keep an eye on the Facebook chat. Some of you are not on the Facebook chat. Some of you don't have Facebook. I'll fire out emails to everybody anyway. We had a little snafu, Russ, with the 3 days to Eden audio, but luckily ACX got it fixed. So I just want to tell everybody, if you downloaded the Audible version of 3 Days to Eden on the first day, which a lot of you did, which was awesome, thank you, they left out chapter 21. So remove it and re-download it for free, because it's back in there. And that is the best damn chapter in the whole book. So they got it fixed quick for us, so I certainly appreciate that. I've also got a bunch of DMs about when is book 2 going to be on Audible. He's working on it, I promise. I send him every message I get, I send right to Chris, and I say, look, I told you. I go, I told you. There you go. So they're gonna want it right away. Are we gonna do a live from Fallout? Not sure, Corey. We might do a live from Fallout. We haven't decided yet. I get so wound up at those things, but we may do a live. Let's just do a live. And by the way, Corey's the one, Battle Gnome is the one that found that error. So thank you, Corey, because you saved me a lot of heartache, and you saved us a lot of bad reviews, because that was a damn, that was a big mistake. And like I said, that was my favorite chapter in the whole book, and it really ties everything together. So Thank you, Corey. I appreciate that. He says, Guy says he's on chapter 18 now, and it's freaking awesome. I told you that that he would be all right. I told you, I got to get his mind right. I got to get him focused on what our job is, and we can take him to high levels, I think, and hopefully he understands that. But I think we could do some really good stuff with him. And some of you guys, you didn't even have to re-download it. Somehow it automatically downloaded it. But check. The runtime should be 7 hours and 5 minutes. That should be the final. So if it says 6 hours and 45 minutes, you got the older version. Re-download it. It's not that big of a deal. Yeah, Rev, the leaves are starting to turn. And we're trying to stay here as long as we can. Melissa's making me take her on a UTV ride tomorrow to a place called the Blue Hills, where we should definitely see a lot more color up in the hills. So we are, and I'm not looking forward to leaving. I've been in a funk all week because, first of all, I hate driving. Had a bad experience driving up here. And it's hotter than hell down in Florida. So, but I do miss Guy and Christy and everybody down and Will down in Florida. So, and then baby girl, of course, that's the biggest reason we're gonna call the ball and head down there. So, all right. So I hit Troy's Gate. We're good there, Russ. I hit 3 days to Eden Audible. Oh, I got some housekeeping to do with the Birchwood Burning book. Look, guys, I don't follow directions very well. I don't know if you know that or not, but apparently my publisher has this plan. And he's much smarter than I am. And if you happen to see Birchwood Burning hit the shelves tonight at 11 o'clock at night, don't do anything with it. Don't touch it. If you got Kindle Unlimited, don't read a page. They got this big spiel they want to do for the release. It has to do with rankings and this and that and free advertising from Amazon. I don't understand it. And that's why I've been promoting this thing forever. But I will post on social media tomorrow when this thing is really all live and good to go. And then please have at it. But yeah, I got my weenie slapped by my publisher because they had a big plan and a rollout thing, and I kind of got excited and jumped the gun on it. But look, that's what I do. I tell you guys everything. I tell you guys when I'm done with the book. I tell you the name of the book. I tell you everything. That's what I do. I'm taking you guys along this crazy ride with me. So I don't think that's ever going to change, to be quite honest with you. But wait for my social media post tomorrow, and we'll tell you when that thing is 100% live, and you guys can go get it. So, also the other thing with that Birchwood Burning book is I did tell you guys we're bringing in another narrator, right? I think Chris is awesome for the Eden series, military, action-packed kind of thing. The second book is more about getting into the mindset of a non-prepper, and I think this other narrator is a better fit for that particular series. So we'll see. Maybe you won't like him. Maybe I'll run him off. I don't know, but I think he's going to be a better fit. So let's see what else. Yeah, well, they did, Russ. They kind of gave me the plan. I just don't listen to half the people, and I didn't think that. Look, I tell everybody what I'm doing. I tell them, listen, I got a book done. I'm excited. I got a book done. I'm going to release it, and I don't know. I didn't know I wasn't supposed to advertise it yet. But I don't know. Well, speaking, I kind of already got yelled at, right, Russ? So they're not going to yell at me again. Let's go ahead and run the books. Let's run the Birchwood Burning commercial. I got it.
Dalton Grinder's life had unraveled in a brutal series of blows. First, the army cast him aside. Then, his wife walked out, leaving him with nothing but the hollow echo of a once shared life. As if that wasn't enough, his last remaining relative, his grandfather, passed away, closing the final chapter of his family history. Born and bred in the heat and humidity of Florida, Dalton now finds himself heading north to the cold, unforgiving woods of Wisconsin to settle his grandfather's affairs. But fate isn't done with him yet. As Dalton arrives, the South is teetering on the edge of chaos. Legacy media dubs it an insurrection, but the whispers on the ground speak of something far more ominous: the dawn of a new civil war. Birchwood Burning, the first book in the North of Eden series, unfolds against the backdrop of the Eden event, an apocalyptic event first introduced in Pete's best-selling 3 Days to Eden. The serenity of the Northwoods only served to mask the fact that Dalton Grinder's battles are far from over. They've only just begun. Pick up Birchwood Burning, North of Eden, Book 1 on Amazon September 20th, 2024.
Hey, Meta, how are you doing? It's good to see you. We're glad you're here. Hi, Kelly. It's good. I'm so happy you're here. That's the way us guys are. We are chopped liver. I'm referring to the Kick Chat if you're on any of the other platforms. No, Will, you're gonna have to read the book to see who that is on the cover with that. But that is going to be released tomorrow. If you see it on tonight at 11 o'clock, don't touch it. Don't look at it. It's like pretend it's got COVID or something. Stay away from it. I'll holler at you tomorrow in a chat and tell you when I got the go-ahead to begin putting commercials together for it. Sorry, Boyd. Sorry, Katie. My bad. But anyway, I think the book is going to be pretty good. And, I want to get back to the 3 Days to Eden Audible thing. I didn't want to listen to it. It's kind of weird. It's like, don't listen to your Audible books. Don't read your reviews. Don't do that stuff. But I was riding the last couple of days, running errands, getting ready to pull out of here. And I started listening to it. I couldn't help myself. And I started listening to it. And, I'm impressed, man. I talked. I said I had high expectations for this guy. He's never done an Audible book before. I had a couple of hiccups, but I'm impressed, and I like what he's doing with it. So that's a win for the little guys like me and him, right? That's a win for us. I like that. That makes me feel good. So yeah. And as soon as he gets done with 2. We'll definitely put that out, and I'm on him every day. So if you did get the Audible version of that book, hit a review. That stuff helps move up the rankings, as my publisher tells me, and then gets us free advertising within Amazon and ACX, which is Audible. So I don't know how it all works clearly because I screwed the pooch on the advertising for this one, but is what it is. All right, I think you're right. I think that is a win, bud. So, and we did not. I got a message over here on StreamYard. We are still 2 away from the subscriber group to give away the Canteen cooking set. So we're almost there. 2 more subscribers, and we're good to go. Melissa, do not gift another subscription just because I said that. She'll end up gifting subscriptions and then ends up costing me more money. But she's good at that. What else do we got here? Completed. Troy's Gate commercial. Good. Let's kill the feed to the other platforms. Russ, if you want to handle that, kill those feeds. Take a quick intermission, and then we can talk shit over on Kick. If you're not over on kick.com /Pete_Robertucci. Rest of the show is going to be going on over there. So see you soon. Got it.